about Terence Crawford getting backlash for the Canelo fight. He too small, or he don't deserve it. It's a money grab, which I'm not saying some of these things ain't true. But when other fighters went up, or it was talked about like Errol Spence jumping up, or it was talked about when Brook jumped up, when Mikey jumped up, a lot of the same people that had a problem with Crawford getting this fight, they was cool with that. They was telling you how Mikey was gonna win the fight, and then some of the people that's pro Terence Crawford, they point to Alexander Usyk, and Usyk was able to do it, and why shouldn't Bud be able to do it? And like I said before, Usyk improved to be the exception. It's rare that you see a bunch of exceptions, but if you are gonna see a multitude of exceptions, I guarantee you probably gonna see it in this era, because a lot of these dudes are inactive, and when you're inactive, you cannot become the best fighter that you should be, because anything you're doing, it takes repetition to be a master of it. So a lot of these fighters were not fighting enough. They haven't become good enough because they just ain't had enough experience, a bunch of layovers or layoffs and all that type of stuff, right? So, but yeah, that is what it is on that side of the game. But he could do it. But some of the backlash, or he don't deserve to fight, or who has he fought? I mean, who hasn't he fought? How do you clean out 2 divisions and not fight nobody? You look at some of the people, Canelo fought, they were just name brand guys. And he can fight whoever he want to fight. I already went over that. Once you look at Triple G resume, it ain't, you can make an argument that Victor Postal had a better resume than Triple G. Real talk, you can make that argument. And we just keeping it a bean. You can make an argument if we just compare the resumes, that a lot of Crawford guys that Crawford beat, he beat them like nobody else beat him. Every time he steps up in competition, he steps up his game. I give him that. But it's just like everybody hate him because he's not supposed to be here. They didn't want to see him do what he did to Errol Spence. They didn't want him to get that fight. Why do y'all want to deprive yourself of the best possible fight? I never understood that. Y'all scared to see a fighter take a loss? That's what the game is about. Ali wasn't considered the greatest because he was undefeated at one point. It was how he came back from losses to Joe Frazier, from loss to Supreme Court and losing his prime years, and that's what it was about. How his resiliency. That's what a fighter is measured on, how resilient he was. And y'all put so much ill will. Y'all don't like particular fighters, not because of what they said or what they done. It's because you don't want to see him beat your favorite fighter, because you think it's a possibility he may beat your favorite fighter. And you should just appreciate greatness. Every dog has his day. With all these concerns that he don't deserve it, he shouldn't do it, there wasn't this much ill will when Jermell did it, until after Jermell did it. It wasn't that ill will. When it was talked about Errol Spence going up to fight Canelo, remember niggas said he could beat Benavidez. Well, look what Terence Crawford did to him. I think it's the fear that people really believe that Terence Crawford might go up and beat Canelo. I don't believe it. I don't have one piece of faith that that's going to happen. But when you speak like I speak, and you speak with logic, and you speak from objectivity, you have people that lie in the comments and say, you said Errol Spence was going to beat him. No, I didn't. Or you just always been a butthead. I'm not a butthead. I'm using a logical brain. I'm using a logical brain. I'm using a logical brain. But yeah, nonetheless, yeah, I feel him. I feel him. Yeah, I feel him, man. And everybody everybody got a problem with whatever Bud tend to do. Like that, like y'all have that much ill will towards a fighter. It's crazy. Guys that have popped hot like Canelo, niggas that induct the fade and popped hot like Tyson Fury, cheaters and Ryan Garcia, they don't get half the ill will he get. That's just insane. But now everybody got concerns. Oh, I want to see this. So, well, go tell Canelo Alvarez to fight David Benavidez. But then again, y'all don't want to see that either. So y'all just want to continue to see Canelo fight nobodies. You know? And y'all fear, but if Bud get in there and somehow some miracle on Christmas happened and he defeat Canelo Alvarez, y'all still gonna try to find a way to take away from him because y'all just can't get nobody credit. Y'all don't like him because the establishment said don't like him. That's it. That's it. But I just think he's earned that right to do that. He's called out a lot of the best fighters available. He's called out these guys, and the Keith Thurmans didn't want to fight him. You know, the Errol Spence, you see why he strayed away for so long. A lot of these fighters stayed away from Bud, and that's just the fact of the matter of it. A lot of these fighters, they didn't want the smoke. They didn't want the smoke. So, you know, that's the wild thing about it. A lot of these niggas didn't want the smoke. So what can I do? But to go out there and say, oh, he ain't did this. See, man, Canelo ain't did nothing, dude. Every time Canelo stepped up versus somebody, he had to rob him. This nigga had the commission behind him. This nigga had pads on his ass. And when you started to speak facts with these niggas, you know what I'm saying? When you started to speak facts with these niggas, man, it's like, okay, they can't hang Jermell. And that's what I be saying about a lot of these dudes. They just be talking. They don't know what the fuck they be talking about. They can't, like I said before, when Canelo step up versus competition, there's no separation. There's no separation. This is a fact. He don't separate himself, and he have all these little these secret advantages that he have. Secret weight clauses, blowing up versus smaller guys, and we can go on and on and on and on again. So I don't really understand. The outrage wasn't there for Kell Brook. The outrage wasn't there for Mikey Garcia. The outrage wasn't there for Alexander Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't even this outraged about him fighting Berlanga. And most of y'all still watch. Y'all complained and watch. Knowing that Munguia didn't deserve to fight. It wasn't no outrage. Callum Smith, John Ryder. The outrage is there because they don't like Bud. And they don't want to give Bud any type of credit. If by some miracle he win this fight, they're going to tweet. And they just let you know where media at. Somebody told me, well, you know, Terence Crawford he ain't fought nobody, or he ain't fought no, man, nigga, what are you talking about? You sound like Canelo ain't fought nobody. Who is Canelo fought up straight up in the fade with no advantages? Who? First title was at a catchweight. Who is he fought with no event? First fight with Triple G, the nigga probably was on that shit. And still a lot of people feel like he didn't beat him. In the second fight, a lot of people still think he didn't beat him. He barely beat fucking Danny Jacobs. A lot of people feel like he didn't beat Lara. Tried to rob Mayweather. Tried to rob Bivol. Had to drain Kovalev on the quick turnaround. Like, dog, come on. And these motherfuckers is winning rounds versus Canelo. You got Berlanga right in front of you. Why didn't you knock him out? Easy knockout. Couldn't do it because he's a fucking bum. If he looked like me or looked like an ordinary U.S. citizen or regular Mexican, that motherfucker probably wouldn't even be world champion, bro. I'm telling y'all that. So to sit here and act like he's this great fighter, that nigga's trash. They talking about Mayweather is boring. He's boring. Everything is handed to him because he's a cinnamon toast crunch looking ass Mexican. And that's it. If that's the best your country got to offer, that motherfucker ain't top 20, 50 in the black American boxers of all time. And I'm just keeping it real. Y'all greatness is our average. We don't have a machine behind most of our fighters. We get it out the mud. We get it off the glass like Tayshaun Prince did on Reggie Miller. We get our shit off the glass. We gotta work for our shit. Y'all, I ain't saying no Mexicans don't. It's some Mexicans that had to work that way from the bottom who didn't look like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I feel them. But Canelo ain't that. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch. All the links in the description. Check out the Patreon. Join the Patreon. Free for 7 days. Peace.